Oh my goodness, it is hard to believe. So this is an Evolving Skies booster box. 2 years ago, just 2 years ago, you could buy these online for like $95. We had this massive reprint. So Evolving Skies came out, it was super popular. Booster boxes were selling for like $120, $130 a booster box, so well below MSRP, but about, higher than what we're used to paying right now. And then a second wave came out, and then a surprise third wave came out in December of 2021, where Pokemon just decided we're going to print just a ton of product. We're going to overload the system a little bit. We're going to bring booster box prices all the way down. It's going to hopefully meet demand and shake things up a little bit. There was a lot of Darkness Ablaze, a lot of Vivid Voltage, a lot of Chilling Rain. The second wave of Fusion Strike, the first wave of Fusion Strike was very large. We had multiple waves of Celebrations products. Really just a ton of booster boxes that kind of hit the market, overwhelming things a little bit. And collectors, investors, a lot of people were like, okay, well, where do I put my money? Where do I buy? What do I buy right now? And eventually, Evolving Skies did start going back up in price, but it had shrunk all the way down to like $95 per booster box. You can find cases for under $600. And unfortunately, the hardest thing about buying sealed product and holding sealed product, and we're talking about Evolving Skies sealed product in today's video, the hardest thing is keeping it sealed, right? Because you never know what's going to be inside. And at the time, a lot of alternate arts from Evolving Skies were climbing and climbing and climbing, and they weren't hitting their full potential yet. That didn't happen until about a year ago, where we saw like the Moonbreon hit $650 and the Rayquaza jump over $300. But you don't know what's in this box. Like right now, just looking at it, we opened up a booster box on Thanksgiving, and boy, was that a bad idea. That was just nothing but just $2 ultra rares here and there. If you don't pull an alternate art out of Evolving Skies, as great as a lot of the artworks are, if you don't pull an alternate art, it's really, it's not going to be great. And really, if you don't pull the Rayquaza or the Umbreon VMAX, you're going to be in a lot of trouble, which makes it very difficult to even consider opening up Evolving Skies. But can you imagine buying booster boxes at $95 a piece and then looking at where they have come over the past year? It's been absolutely insane. So we're going to talk about Evolving Skies sealed product and what it's done over the past year. Every year, I like really in December to kind of go over the past year of data and see how things have done, how things have performed. And overall, the Pokemon market very much down right now in a lot of different areas, making it a really good time to buy singles, making it a really good time to buy sealed product. But Evolving Skies, while it's relatively flat over the past few months, if you look at where it started the beginning of the year, it's just been absolutely insane. So I hope you enjoy the content. If you do, please hit that subscribe button down below, leave a like, leave a comment, share the video. It goes a really long way for the algorithm. If not, just thank you for taking the time to sit here and watch Evolving Skies. It's a fun set to open, don't get me wrong. It is a fun set to open, but there are stretches that you will go in where it is absolutely brutal. We have opened up booster boxes before where we've pulled multiple alternate arts from the same booster box, and we have opened up booster boxes before where we have pulled absolutely nothing. Maybe 4 hits total, with the best hit being a Trevenant VMAX. So it's the problem with English is a lot of times there is no guarantees. Now, it's a lot better now with Scarlet and Violet sets than what it used to be, but there is no guarantees. And Evolving Skies being basically the last set or the second to last set before Trainer Galleries really hit, it was very common to pull 6, 7 ultra rares in a booster box, and then you'd get 29 that are not ultra rares out of the 36 packs. So it can be very, very painful, which is why a lot of people refer to it as Evolving Cries or Evolving Lies. But we're looking first of all at the booster box case prices right here. So if you can get your hands on a booster box case, they are very, very expensive right now. They're averaging down to $439.35 per box. For those of you who don't know, you get 6 booster boxes in a sealed case. And look what it's done over the past year. You can see in December of 2022, booster box cases selling for about $1,542.14. So still fairly expensive, still well above MSRP at that price point. Over $200 a booster box for a set that's really not that old, but it has done nothing but climb and climb and climb. And you can see a stretch from basically June of 23 all the way up until November of 2023, where it was relatively flat, right around $2,500, which still averages out to a little bit over $400 a booster box, and then continuing to climb in November and December. Now it's up to $2,639.67 because people love opening up Evolving Skies so much. More and more product continues to get open, which decreases the supply that is left sealed, which makes it just absolutely insane, the potential that it has. Now, I don't know if it's going to get to $50 a pack over the next couple of years like what we've seen from Team Up and other packs, but it wouldn't surprise me if we saw Evolving Skies jump above $10 a booster pack on an average market price over the next year, because it's just absolutely insane, the demand for this set. I think a lot of people are starting to realize more so the importance of just keeping it sealed. I mean, you will go through stretches where you could open up 20 loose packs of Evolving Skies and just pull absolutely nothing. We've done that on pack breaks on our channel before, so it can be very, very brutal. But just the sheer possibilities that this set has is absolutely insane. Here's the booster box price right here. So this is just a loose booster box. $265.68 is where it was in January of 2023 at the beginning of the year. So that's when it was at its low point. And you can see just insane growth over the next several months, all the way up until really April is kind of where it started to slow down a little bit, but basically going from $265 up to about $400 over the course of just a couple of months. Then it was relatively flat up until July, and then jumped up even higher in August, where it hit that one-year high of $448.03. Then it started backing off a little bit, but still, even in a down market, started climbing back up again in October, November, and now sitting here in December. It's sitting at $429.60. So very, very close to its one-year high and continuing to trend in the upward direction. This is an Evolving Skies Elite Trainer Box sealed case right here, and this one has went absolutely nuts over the past year. We'll look at loose Elite Trainer boxes in just a second here. So there's 2 different variants since there are 8 different evolutions, but you can see in December of 2022, this was sitting at $505.57, so just above MSRP per ETB. MSRP on ETBs $39.99 for Evolving Skies, so it was about $100 higher at that point in time. A year ago, it was at $505.57. That was its one-year low, and then just real strong growth over the next several months, like what we saw from booster boxes. And then from February up until May, it kind of leveled off a little bit, and then kind of hit a next level after that, where it went all the way up in August, hitting that one-year high of $813.09, and it's basically been there ever since then, continuing to trend in the upward direction. Evolving Skies loose Elite Trainer boxes, these will still pop up in stores every once in a while. Walmart.com had them a couple days ago where you could find them for about $60 sold and shipped. Absolutely crazy, but you can see a low price of $66.97. That was hit in February of 2023. Every once in a while, you'll see more and more of these kind of pop up in store, which brings the price down. They get bought up right away and then sold on the secondary market, which really fluctuates the price quite a bit, but really climbing. And then in August, it dropped back down below $70 and then started climbing again. Very, very quick movement in August and September, and now it's sitting at $83.78, which is just off of its one-year high of $84.78, which it hit in November. Here's the exclusive Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box. Now remember, there are 2 different variants of this one and the normal Elite Trainer box. We're only looking at one for the sake of time, but both of them are performing basically in the same fashion. In December of 2022, this was sitting at $124.02, so that was a one-year low. Remember, when this originally came on sale, this was about $50. We talked about Elite Trainer boxes last week. Really, the best bang for your buck is going to be Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer boxes. They print so many of the normal Elite Trainer boxes right now. It's really tough to see potential in those unless you're buying them for basically wholesale costs, and even then, you're going to have very, very small increases over the course of a long period of time. But $124.02 is where this was sitting at the beginning of January in 2023. Real strong growth again all the way up until May, where it kind of leveled out a little bit, and then it's continued to go up in July a little bit more. Jumped up to that one-year high of $185.28. Now it has backed off a little bit. It's actually sitting right in between its one-year high and one-year low, sitting at $158.43. So it's dropped a little bit in price, but continuing to just, I mean, that's 3 times MSRP, which is absolutely insane. The Build and Battle Stadium is very interesting because Evolving Skies is the first set, I believe it's the first set that introduced the Build and Battle Stadium. Now a Build and Battle Stadium is basically 2 Build and Battle boxes and then 4 additional packs up until I think Silver Tempest is then they started going down to only 3 additional packs. It's weird how they kind of changed everything up, but this was sitting at $75.10 in December of 2022. So you get 12 packs basically for $75. Still not great, but really started climbing in January and then really started climbing even more in February, and really throughout the entirety of 2023. You can see just not any valleys, just continuing to climb. And then in October of 2023 went up even more. It jumped up to $121.97 as a one-year high. Again, that's about 3 times MSRP on that one. It's backed off a little bit, but still sitting at $120.70. If you can get your hands on an entire display of Evolving Skies Build and Battle boxes, so this is just the pre-release kits that come out. You go to a pre-release before an event starts 2 2 weeks prior to an event starts, and you can get a build and battle box, or a pre-release kit is what they used to be called. In December of 2022, this was sitting at a one-year low of $318.22, which basically breaks down to $31.82 per build and battle box. You get 4 packs, and then you get that little promo block featuring a Galarian Moltres, a Galarian Articuno, a Galarian Zapdos, but really just kind of same thing as the build and battle stadium, really growing throughout the entire year. And then in July, it took it up a notch. July and August jumped all the way up to $494.98 in August as that one-year high. It's backed off again a little bit, but still sitting at $484.62. So again, an average about $48.46 for just 4 booster packs, which is, again, insane. A loose Evolving Skies build and battle. So this is just a single box from the display. In December of 22, this was selling at $37.42. Same story, just a different product. Really grew the entirety of 2023. You can see a little bit of a flat happening in May and June of 2023, but then started climbing again up in October of 2023. It hit that one-year high of $57.68. It's backed off a little bit, but still sitting at $55.58, continuing to trend in that upward direction. The 3-pack blisters, there's 2 different variants. The Umbreon does a lot better than the Ice Cube, obviously just because it's Umbreon, but still ridiculous how high these are because you're only getting 3 booster packs inside. So this is really products that you're buying because you're keeping them sealed, which it's crazy to see just modern products like Evolving Skies performing at this level. December, January, you can see January of 2023, it was sitting at a one-year low of $37.03, but it jumped $11 between February of 2023 up until October of 2023. That may not seem like a whole lot, but you're looking at almost 50% growth, 40% growth over the course of 9 months, which is absolutely insane. It jumped up to $48.15 in September of 2023. That was its one-year high. It has backed off a little bit, but still sitting at $45.83 right now, which is absolutely insane. The Check Lane blisters featuring a single promo card. There's, I think, 3 different variants in this one. This is the Galarian Slowpoke variant. This is just my favorite. It looks so cute. $9.67 in December of 2022. Relatively flat up until July, and then you can see just not many sales happening because product really got bought out like crazy. Jumped all the way up in July of 2023, kind of hit a new level, went from $9.67 over the course of a month, went from about $11 up to about $17. Now it's been really flat over the past couple months of sales, as sales have really slowed down, but sitting at $17.87, which is just off of its one-year high of $17.94. Here's the single-sleeved booster pack of Evolving Skies. You can still find these every once in a while. I don't have a Publix anywhere near me, but I've seen people post Publix pictures where they have just different pogs where they just have hanger packs sitting there. $7.06 is where this was as a one-year low in February of 2023, and you can see just crazy how high it's gone up until October of 2023. That's where it peaked at that one-year high of $11.15. It's backed off a little bit, but still sitting at $10.05, so you're already at $10 for a hanger pack of Evolving Skies only 2 years after release. On Evolving Skies booster pack, this is just a loose booster pack, much more difficult to come by now than what it used to be because it's not in as many collection boxes. When Pokemon prints the tins and the collection boxes right now, it's a lot of focus on the Scarlet and Violet area. You might get a Silver Tempest, you might get an Astral Radiance, but not a whole lot in stock at distributors anymore that feature any Evolving Skies packs. In February of 2023, this did dip down to about $5.13 as a one-year low, but for the most part, just slow growth the entirety of the year. It did hit $8.28 at the end of September as its one-year high. It has backed off a little bit, but still sitting at $7.82, and for the most part just trending in the upward direction, continuing to trend in the upward direction. Then we've got a few interesting products that we're going to look at. This is a sealed case of the Evolutions Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon tins that came out right around the release of Evolving Skies. I believe these have 5 packs inside. 2 of them are Evolving Skies. If you get the ones that released around the time of Evolving Skies. So this original print run, which came out in 2021. Now, you have to be very, very careful when you buy these right now, or if you decide to buy these right now, because Target just did their Black Friday sale using very similar tins, very similar promo cards, and unfortunately, they do not feature any Evolving Skies packs. They only have Scarlet and Violet era packs in them, so the reprinted tins, I don't have one anywhere near me, but I don't have any of the new tins anyways, but the older tins should say 2021 as the print date. I don't know if the new tins do or not. I haven't looked at any or purchased any, so maybe somebody can let me know in the comment section down below what the new tins say on the bottom, but you don't want to go out and buy these new tins expecting them to have Evolving Skies in them because they won't. They're just going to have Sword or Scarlet and Violet era pack, so you have to be very careful. But this is a sealed tin. These were selling for $114.36 as a sealed case back in December of 2022, and just really strong growth from February of 2023 all the way up until October of 2023. That's where it hit that 1-year high of 170.65. Now it has backed off barely, but still sitting at 169.22. If you look at just a single tin, again, there's 3 different variants. This is the Jolteon tin, but look at what it's done over the past year. A little bit under MSRP in February of 2023, sitting at $19.55, and then just explosive growth throughout the entirety of the year, jumping up 60-70%. In October of 2023, it hit that 1-year high of $28.17. Now it's sitting at $27.04, so still just continued growth there. And then we've got the 3 V Union boxes that came out around the same time, the Greninja, the Zacian, and the Mewtwo. The Mewtwo was the most popular one for a long time because it was so good in competitive play. It's fallen out of favor quite a bit right now, so prices have dropped a little bit, but you can see $49.34 is where it was sitting in December, relatively flat up until May, and then kind of stepped things up to the next level, started trending more and more in the upward direction in September of 2023, hit that 1-year high of $64.13. It's lost about $6 since then, still sitting at $58.75. It's pretty much all of the Evolving Skies products. Again, there's different variants that you can look for when it comes to check lane blisters, 3-pack blisters, things like that. But Evolving Skies has just been absolutely nuts over the past year. If you bought them at MSRP or below MSRP, you're probably doing really well, in really good shape. Unfortunately, if you miss the boat, you miss the boat, and then you just move on to the next one. Don't focus too much on the prices, but it's just crazy to see the potential of a set like Evolving Skies, and it's something that I think we can use as a good barometer if we have any sets in the future that look like they have similar similar printings as Evolving Skies, similar card art, similar demand as what Evolving Skies has. But it's just very, very strange to see a modern set perform at this level, and we'll see. It'll be very interesting to see what happens over the next year. One of the great things about recording content and having this data is that we can stack multiple years together and continue to watch growth patterns over multiple years as it goes. I don't know if Evolving Skies is going to be able to keep up the pace that it grew at, but it's very interesting. Again, as more and more product gets opened, supply goes down. So we'll see what happens over the next year, but you can let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section down below. Again, I hope you enjoy the content. If you do, please hit that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment. It goes a really long way for the algorithm. Ultimately, just thank you for taking the time to watch. I really appreciate you guys. We'll be back in a couple days with another video. Until next time, peace.